Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Janeski, along with my good buddy Ken Brown, and we are your hosts of Local Sports Wrap-Up here in the Wyandotte Cable 3rd floor, downtown Wyandotte.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, we had a big week of football, and how did your week go?
Man, I think you're right that football rules. We got some Michigan people finally happy again. They beat a team. That matters.
That was nice. They came down. We were kind of watching it, and they got the ball at the end and punched it home. Good for them.
Hey, it looks like Bo Schembechler 2.0. I think they threw for 30 yards. I think they threw for 30 yards, rushed for 200 yards.
My thing is to all you Michigan flunkies out there, how come they never have any away games? You know, they start every year with 6 straight home games. Is it just because the schools want that money? Southern Cal don't need their money. Southern Cal got lots of money.
Yeah.
So next year they'll probably have to go out to Southern Cal.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go out there. And then your Lions picked up a dub.
They did pick up a dub. That was they called it Ford Field West out there. My cousin Nancy lives in Phoenix. They went to the game, 3 of them, and I saw some videos from like the walking in the hallways. Oh, it was 70% blue.
Yeah.
Blue or black because they were wearing their Lions black.
Yeah.
So very cool. Good game. Winning is fun. You know, they blame the coach he took the blame for the second loss. So what the heck? The Cowboys took one on the chin, huh?
Yeah, and it's interesting. My son's favorite team is the Baltimore Ravens. And like I was saying earlier, it's hard taking it from a 12-year-old, you know, that your team stinks.
Say, Dad, yeah, your team's terrible, Dad.
Yeah, it's okay. He's rubbing me. I'm like, get out of my face with that. Yeah.
And they won't play again, right? They're not in the
4
same
years,
division.
yeah.
Right.
But the interesting fact and the free money on the board was Lamar Jackson's 21-1 against the NFC.
Wow.
Free money on the board.
That's pretty interesting stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well, we get to football, and I was fortunate enough to be the color commentary on the football game last Friday for our local Bears.
Okay.
Our local Bears took it on the chin pretty good against a reigning could-be state champion Gibraltar Carlson team.
Wow.
It was 42-0, and it was 42-0. Nobody scored in the second half. The second half was a running clock because it was so high up there. But I mean, in the Bears' defense, let's talk about 36 people on the roster, some not dressed.
Sure.
And Gibraltar Carlton had 66 players on their roster, and when their sideline was full.
Yeah.
When the Bears had 11 people out there was only about another 16 or so sitting on the bench, standing on the bench. And, you know, there's not a single player on Carlson. This is why they can go all the way. There's not a single player on Carlson's team playing both sides of the ball. Not one. And everybody's playing both sides of the ball for the Bears. Your running back is your middle linebacker.
Sure.
You know, so they're not getting any rest. So it was a matter of time. And it started out 14-0, and then it Wyandotte put a couple drives together that stalled out and kind of kept them off the board, but it didn't. It was 42. And they tricky little, Carlson's really good. They got this kicker, and he kicks the little wedge shot. And it confused, only on one play, it confused the Wyandotte team. There was about a minute left in the half, and they had just scored to make it 35. And 2 guys looked at it, you take it, and it hit the ground, and Carlson got it.
They recovered it?
And like 3 plays later, it was 42.
Yeah, it's like an onside kick deep, huh?
Yeah, only like about 20 yards.
I got you.
You know, and it just goes up in the air, and they fair caught it most of the time, and then they kicked one down the field, and then they went back to it, and they weren't ready for it. The 2 guys looked at, you know, the you got it, I got it thing, and then by the time they both reached for it,
there they go.
It's too late. But, you know, the Bears, I see progress. The quarterback's still got another year. He might have 2 years.
Yeah, he's sophomore.
Yeah, and he's got an arm. He throws the ball well. I don't have my list with everyone's name on it, but it was entertaining, to say the least. You just knew going in they weren't, I mean, you can't ever say that at the football game. But.
Even though Carlson had a bunch more kids on the sidelines, did it appear like they were that dominant? Like, were they bigger, or was it more?
Yes,
Okay.
they're up front. They were bigger. They got a couple of big boys, but also they played a lot of the second stringers the second half, and those kids loved getting in there. And like I say, if you were the offensive tackle for the Bears, you probably went against 4 or 5 different guys the whole game. And that's going to wear on you.
Sooner or later.
Yeah. But hopefully we've got things in the wings, and the Bears. I believe in Zansky's. Even at short number, they had a kid do a late hit, a useless late hit. We had him stopped, on third down, and the kid went in there and did something stupid, and that kid sat. You're like, you can be stupid, you're not going to play.
Yeah.
And he put him back in maybe a quarter later. Even though you're shorthanded, you might need that kid. We don't need you that much if you're going to be stupid.
Yeah.
So I'll give Zansky all the credit. He's got his work cut out for him, but we don't know what's in the wings.
Sure.
Hopefully,
yeah. I know they're building. I know that they had great flyers out this summer talking about trying out and coming to play there. So you look forward to something happening. And what's crazy is, like, on Sundays, me and my son will go up to Roosevelt and throw on the football field. There'll be kids out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just warming up and running and doing routes and stuff. So they got the work ethic, I think, to, come back.
Good. And other news, what do we got? Allen Park had their homecoming against Lincoln Park, and that was a 24-6 game.
Yeah, and Allen Park's looking good. They're 4-0 in the conference, just like Carlson. I think in 2 weeks, I read where Carlson plays Dearborn and then Wyandotte, and then they'll play Allen Park for the Downriver Championship.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, it's a good
chance.
chance.
I'll say Carlson, they could win it all. I mean, I don't know. They've got some football machines in the northern part of the state. They look solid. Quarterback, Joe Krolak, he's solid. He can run, he can throw. And they run professional routes. Like, the quarterback will roll out, and they got 3 depth. You know how, like, the Lions do, or like anybody does, Arizona. When that quarterback fakes the handoff and rolls out, you've got a short man, a middle man, and a deep man all running across the.
Yeah.
And you just pick one.
Yeah.
And
if they start going to the one up, you go deep.
And they pick the right one. He picks the right one most times and puts it right on the money. And they didn't drop many balls.
You know what I think too, Coach? Like, I think you're right with the depth. It makes it for a good team and people not being tired. But normally what you'll see is coaches will work in better players, just like you would. So if I got a running back that's outstanding and he can add something to defense, whether it's on the blitz package or something like that, we're going to throw him in for a couple shifts later on during the year. And we're working on that in practice right now. Just to, what I mean.
And the thing about you talking practice, think about the practices you can run with 66 people and the practices you can run with 30.
Sure.
You can't, it's just the competition. Like they say, your defense is your defense. You have defense meetings. And in our case, with the Bears, we have a defense meeting, and then the same guys have an offense meeting.
Sure.
Where they're specialists. Yeah. They stay on either side. And I'm sure Belleville, no different.
Yeah.
Belleville is doing it all the same way. That quarterback ain't playing middle linebacker.
Not at all.
No.
He's worth way too much money.
And our quarterback was out there on defense.
The sophomore plays linebacker. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty interesting stuff. Who else we got? Edsel Ford took it on the chin from Trenton.
42-0 after beating Wyandotte 28-27 last week.
I'm a little nervous for next week because Wyandotte got Trenton, and we were dead even with Edsel Ford. So then we got to go on the road for that one.
It looks like Southgate beat Taylor 22-6. Southgate's got a good little team too. They haven't lost many this year, so.
I think they've got one against Allen Park early in the year, that opening game, and it was an overtime game. Yeah. So our league's looking tough. This week coming up, Allen Park goes to Edsel Ford. That'll be another win. Woodhaven goes to Taylor. Well, Woodhaven's not the same team we thought they were, but and in fact, an unfortunate stat about the Woodhaven thing, that game got canceled.
Yeah.
They had a non-conference game set up against Waterford Mott.
Yep.
Waterford Mott. And again, this threatening phone calls or emails or something happened, And the police department put a kibosh on the thing. They said we weren't going to do it. Hopefully they find the people involved.
Yeah.
But this stuff, I mean, in the electronic age that we're in this day and age, you got to be able to trace that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's too dangerous to even take a chance.
I know.
You know, you gotta just.
There's going to be metal detectors walking into all football games eventually,
Yeah.
and it's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, they are around. You got them at the school door.
Sure.
You know, walking in at the school door with them. So.
And I don't know if it was a blessing in disguise for Woodhaven. That's the key, because last year I think they Mott beat them 47-20.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'd be in a hurry to reschedule that game if I was the coach. Well, I take a L, and it goes by how many you win to get in.
Right. Woodhaven's 2-1 in their league. Warren Mott this year was 1-2 in the Lakes
so
Valley.
it's
Maybe
been a
they were
down
having
year.
a down year.
Sure.
Who knows? So we'll see. Woodhaven's going to take on Taylor.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Lincoln Park's got the non-conference game next week, and they get to play Hamtramck.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
It might be one you want to go to.
Yeah, I love going to Hamtramck.
Southgate's going to battle Carlson. They better have 60-some people. I haven't seen Southgate's roster. And then, like I said, we're going to Trenton. So that's your next week's scores. And where do we go from here, sir?
Man, you got to go to the let's go cross country.
Cross country. First meet of the year.
Yeah.
First meet, Downriver League meet. The, what do they call this thing? It is the...
Jamboree, DRL Jamboree.
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie.
You run around Lake Erie
It's
Metro
a
Park.
beautiful park, man. It's a beautiful scene. I had an opportunity to go out there last year and watch a cross country meet. Beautiful scene. So the Downriver League began out there in Rockwood. They had a total of 167 runners going off, 99 boys, 68 girls, and they broke it into two shifts of varsity.
Yeah, and they also had a couple of the little middle schools running. That was like an all-day affair. We're not going to talk about them, but the individual winners, Pierce Scheffler and Charlie McKay, and they were both Woodhaven Warriors.
Yeah.
And Charlie is a female, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm sure Barb loves to hear that. But it looks like Woodhaven is going to have the, what do they call it, a stranglehold on the conference, because they got a dominant girl and a dominant boy in the event. And as we know, they go by the lowest score. So in total, I think Woodhaven only had 35 points. So we know they got one from both the boy and the girl, right?
Right. So on the girls' side, they had one, and the other 4 girls total added up to 34.
Yeah.
But why not, besides Woodhaven and their winning team with their 35 points, Trenton was 53 points, Carlson had 62 points, and then Wyandotte Roosevelt was in 4th with 80. Southgate rounded out the final standings. There were some schools that had runners without enough eligible, didn't have 5.
I got you.
So like Lincoln Park, and a few others back there, I think Allen Park. But Trenton, Carlson, and Roosevelt each had a pair of runners in the top 10.
That's good. You know what's scary? The scariest thing of all of that is that Woodhaven, all those girls are underclassmen.
Yes.
So even a freshman, so they got freshmen and sophomores running. They're going to be a problem for some time. Annabelle Chan is one of the freshmen, and Alexis Kamachecki is a sophomore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roosevelt's Eleanor Grant, she finished 2nd. Just 1 second ahead of Trenton's Marissa Chewy. You know what? Where's the, they don't have Charlie McKay's time. Oh, yeah, 2024. Oh, she was only 13 seconds behind the leader.
Okay.
That's excellent.
She's right there.
Right there. So she was 1 second ahead of Trenton's Marissa Chewy. Carlson's Reagan Resume. She was 5th between the 2 Woodhaven runners, Chan and McLaughlin. So you had a 1st, a 4th, and a 6th.
There it is.
Yeah, that'll win
10,
you a lot of
11.
meets.
That's
That's going to
11.
win you a lot of meets.
Yeah.
Definitely. The other, who was our other finished in 8th? for the Bears? I had it highlighted now. Oh, Roosevelt's Mercedes Denzel. She was she finished 8th at 22, and she was Carlson's had a 7th and a 9th.
Seems like a Mercedes would finish in the top of a race, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
And let's see, her time was 22, so she was about a minute and a half behind the leaders. The thing is, though, Roosevelt had 80 points. These two girls was 10.
Yeah.
So
in the top 10.
In the top 10, 2nd and 8th.
Okay, that's 10.
That's 10.
Yeah.
And then the other girls, 3
70.
scores added up to 70.
Yeah.
So
No, they got
we
some
need to
work.
don't let anyone pass you, girls.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah, stay on my hip.
You're right. It's Mercedes has to say, hey, you other 3, just run right with me. But, I mean, running sucks.
Yeah, and it's tough, and you're running against the terrain. And
Correct.
3 other schools, though, like you mentioned earlier, Allen Park, Edsel Ford, and Lincoln Park, did not meet the minimum requirement number of runners to qualify for a team score, but they did have some individuals in it. So.
Yeah, Allen Park had Anna Chapa. She was 14th.
Okay.
Edsel had Zainab Ahmad. She was 19th. And junior Elizabeth Harrison. Lincoln Park made it into 30th. So all I want to say to the Roosevelt, that was the girls' side. On the boys' side, it looks like Woodhaven's going to be the battling and battling and battling. They've got 4 of their top 5 from Tuesday are juniors or younger. So, man, how do you just beat that? You just can't, you know?
It's tough. But the old man of the group paced them, right? Jeremiah Lawson. He finished 6th overall.
Nice.
With an 18:24. So those boys are finishing about 2 seconds, 3 seconds faster than those girls.
Right, and they had the first. The guy in first was 17 minutes. But Roosevelt finished 3rd in that. 22 points, Woodhaven as a team. Think about that. Everybody's in the top 10.
It's got to be.
Got to be. And then Allen Park had 60, and then Roosevelt finished 3rd, 87.
Okay.
Good showing.
Yeah, they beat up on Carlson, who had 105, and Edsel Ford 119th. Trenton had 162, and then Lincoln Park brought up the rear with 164.
Not bad. And Allen Park had 4 runners in the top 15. That'll put you in 2nd place because Trenton. And then Roosevelt, strong day, sophomore. There's a good sign. Noah Amori, he finished 3rd. And he was only 1 second behind Woodhaven's Vasquez. Not bad. Not bad.
And it seems like Allen Park is listening to you, Coach. Maybe because you work there, but it says that they had their kids finished 11th, 12th, and 13th. So stay up with me.
Stay up with me.
Stay up with
Run
me.
with me.
Yeah.
I got it. Bears got a solid top 15 out of junior Cameron Parsons. So that looks like a good future for the Bears. And Carlson was the only other team on Tuesday to have multiple runners placed inside the top 10. Yeah. So that's not bad, Joey. So the Bears finished 3rd and Lady Bears finished 4th. And the first track meet up next, what do we got?
Up next, the second cross-country meet for DRL is scheduled to take place on Tuesday, October 1st. It's called the Young Patriots.
Park.
Young Patriots Park in Riverview.
Fort and Sibley.
Yeah, it's a nice park.
Very nice. It's more than just running around that lake, though. It goes way back there. There's baseball fields back there. There's the soccer fields back there. So they'll be putting in some miles.
Riverview's got we didn't talk about them this week, but they got a really good football team, too. And when we were talking about Carlson being good, Coach, it's like they average 45 points. Like they're putting numbers on people.
Right.
You know what I mean? 62-0, 45-0, 42-0. So
Watch
out for Carlson.
So in the Downriver League, we have started the volleyball season, and our powerhouse teams in the volleyball season are predominantly Woodhaven, Allen Park, Trenton. Our Lady Bears battle. They're in there some years. We don't know this year how it's going to plan out. But the first meeting of the undefeated teams took place last Thursday, I believe. And that was Woodhaven and Allen Park.
And
in Woodhaven, I believe.
Yeah, no, Woodhaven swept Allen Park over this weekend. They beat the Jags won in straight sets, 25-20. 25-13, and then the last game 25-22. It's always hard to get that last one out the way.
I'll agree with that. I've seen enough volleyball.
And really, the coach just said that it was the mental toughness, that the girls overcame things throughout the day and so far throughout this season. So they're saying mental toughness is the reason why they were victorious over the rival.
And the way the first game started out, they were going point for point, and then, one team gets on a run. It was Woodhaven this time. And then they got up 20-10. And then Allen Park went on a 10-4 run. Yeah. So it was 24-20. And then they served one out of bounds, apparently. They served one out of bounds, and it made it 25-20 for the first set. And the second set, Woodhaven comes out fast again. 6-0. Yeah. And there was no catching them that game.
And it's interesting, and I'm not sure if they're from the same coaching tree, but both of the coaches talked about mental toughness, and Allen Park talked about how they didn't have it at the end yet. I'm sure they'll get there by the end of the season. It's a long season.
Think about the rivalry. I know when our Lady Bears, when my kid played, they couldn't wait to get to Allen Park. And you play your heart out just to win, But you have to bring that every day. Yeah. And sometimes they just don't realize that. Yeah. You got to bring that mental toughness every single match, even if it's against somebody that's not as powerful.
Yeah. So, no, I'm sure we'll see that again. I'm sure we can look forward to Woodhaven and Allen Park battling it out.
Oh, yeah, they've got at least one more. It'll be in the other teams. I'm pretty sure they were in Woodhaven. So, yeah, they were home. So they will they're back in action. Taylor High's Woodhaven's next up, and Allen Park plays Taylor also next week. But, they're going to meet each other in each rink. That's how the season works. Yeah. And we'll go from there. What did I want to say? I thought there was something up here I wanted to catch. But they put golf rankings out. I printed something up for the fun of it. Yeah, I had a fun golf weekend. I was playing a President's Cup at my club. Okay. And, my club. It's not my club. It's their club.
Right.
So I said, there's some stuff. Thank you, News Herald. And but there isn't a Downriver team in any division in the golf.
None?
You'd think Roseville would be in there. No, Division I, it's Okemos. Division II, number one team's Dexter. Grand Rapids Catholic Central in 3. And Division IV is Kalamazoo. But there is not in a single thing any Downriver golf teams. I think the closest we get to us is like Northville. Northville or South Lyon, but that's 40 minutes out.
Or even Farmington is a little bit still a ride.
Right, so that's...
maybe you got to get those kids over to your club.
Detroit Country Day, they're ranked 9th in Division III. But golf is hard. That's all I got to say about that. I like the game, but I'm never going to be good at it.
You just keep trying, Coach.
Just hit them and hit it and go get it, man. Hit it and go get it.
No, that's good that you printed them, though. Ann Arbor Green Hills, I would say Division 4. That might be close. But, some good teams on there. Lansing Catholic Central, Wixom, St. Catherine. There's some good teams. I look forward to it.
And then soccer. We got rankings for soccer. One more thing to talk about in Division I. I didn't see a local team in Division I. Oh, yeah, Edsel Ford. Currently 11-0-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are solid. They're ranked 13th, but Hudsonville 7-2-5. So come on, you can't rank Hudsonville ahead of.
And maybe they had a tough schedule.
Oh, please. Plymouth's 8-1 and 4 ties. Dearborn Edsel Ford's rolling everybody, and they're ranked 13th. I disapprove of that.
I got you.
At Division II, it's a couple local teams, I think.
Yeah, I like Warren De La Salle at 10-3-1. New Boston Hurons there, number 8. They're 8-3-3. No. New Boston Hurons actually 8th, and they're 10-2-1.
10-2-1.
Yeah, that's a good record.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Then we get to Division III. That's where we get our local team, Groseville. Now they're ranked 6th. They're 6-2 with 3 ties. Detroit Country Days on top, 10-1, and this is the Grosville, and that's it for
Milan.
Oh well, yeah,
Milan's not that.
It's 3,000 miles away, man.
It's 8-2
It's a
and
heck
2.
of a road trip.
Yeah, I see a lot of ties.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Detroit Cristo Rey ranked 6th in Division 4. That's the closest local team, and I do believe Allen Park Intercity Baptist is on this list at 13th.
That's right.
Good for them.
Yeah. I'd like Crystal Ray to play a few more people. You know, that's the old Redeemers we talked about last week, but they got they must play at Clark Park. I'm only assuming that that's the closest field by the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how about them Tigers?
Did you see it? Is it amazing?
I have been watching like a religious Tiger fanatic. I make them put it on at bowling. When we're bowling, they got all those TVs at Thunderbowl, and I'm like, bring that remote over here and get Bally's on here.
And it was huge that they got 2 out of 3 from the Orioles this weekend. But then
Minnesota got bonked at Boston.
twice, right? And then Boston lost. So they're 1 game up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And they are giving away tickets for this week. You want to go to a Tiger game, now's the time. They had a student package, $20. My daughter wanted to buy 4 of them, you know, and she said, you want me to get some? I said, sure. And then she said she couldn't get in. When she went back there, they were all gone.
Wow.
I said, you should have jumped. You know, you should have jumped.
The crazy part is that the Tigers sold at the deadline, 7:31. They gave away an arm.
Gave away an arm.
But they're still going to be pretty good. I mean, they got a good chance. And I was listening to the radio today, and they have, over the last couple weeks, they've beaten the Orioles 2 series. So they kind of want them to get to the Orioles.
I'll say this. You know what? They're on a roll. Since August, they got the best record in baseball. They have been beating up on everyone. Like you say, they've won 10 out of 12 series since August. They're the hottest team going. So get your foot in the door and see what happens. Yeah. Baseball's funny like that, man. It's not who you beat, it's when you beat them.
That's
you know?
right.
I mean, Sparky used to say that. He'd go, well, you know, or Leland. He's like, you know, it's not so much that team, it's when you play them. You know, they could be down when you play them, and you can take advantage of that. He said they could be on a hot streak when you play them, and they'll slap you around.
Yeah.
You know, so you never know.
I think over the last 30 games, they're 22-8.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is a good record, man.
And you know what? They hit the over. I know that. I wouldn't touch that bet at the beginning of the year. It was around 80 or 78, and they bypassed it. You know, so that's a good bet
And they
for you.
sold an arm.
And they sold an arm, yeah. And who knows what they got back for it.
Yeah, we'll
but
see.
Go to the park this weekend if you want to have some fun, man, because it's going to be nice.
You better put a hoodie on.
Yeah, it's going to be fall weather is here. Happy fall. All right, well, as we wrap up, any plans for this week?
Man, I think I'm going to try to follow your direction and go see the Tigers at least once.
You know, Tuesday games are the cheap games. You know, I don't know how many cheap tickets they got left, but I went a Friday ago, and it wasn't anyone in there. So, yeah, we're getting the wrap-up signal. I got, a minute. So we got to go. So I'm Marty, that's Ken, and go Tigers. Happy birthday, Kimmy. My wife turns my wife has a birthday on Thursday. Happy birthday.
Happy 36.
We both love you.
For sure.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.